Here we have a list of courses that we are fetching from a remote server. And the way we're doing that is through this code right here in ng init, right? We're doing the fetch right here in the component, right? So this is considered to be bad practice, right? To do an access for resources right where you need it. Instead, we'd like to be able to do is encapsulate that in a singleton, right? In a single place where we can reuse this anywhere we want, as opposed to just only in this component. Yes. So to do that, we're going to create a service, right? So here, I'm going to create another directory, and I'm going to put all our services under one single place. So we'll say, course service. This will be, services, services. And in the service, we'll create a brand new TypeScript file, and we'll call it course service. Right, in here, we'll create a class, and we'll call it course service. Very good. We're going to annotate it with injectable. Injectable. So injectable, it's an annotation that allows us to use pretty much what we do with AutoWire on Java, right? In Java, our repository is being injected right inside of our variable, and the magic behind that is this AutoWired annotation, right? And the repository is of type we're extending. Notice we're extending CRUD repository. CRUD repository extends another class, which is I believe it's called services or component. I forget. And that turns on the magic of being able to instantiate these instances and these variables, and then being able to plug them in where they are needed, right here through AutoWire, through the magic of AutoWire. So the equivalence of that in Angular is to use this injectable annotation. Yes, that's going to allow me to inject this and instantiate this where I need it. Excellent. So what I want to be able to do here is move our fetch here. We want to move this fetch. We want to move it inside our service so that instead of living inside of a component, it lives in a module where it can be used across our entire application. So we'll create here a function called find all courses. That is going to do this find, and it's going to return. It's just going to return that. Okay, it's going to return whatever that returns. Yes. Okay. And then inside of my component, instead of using this, right, what we're going to do is that in the constructor, we're going to ask the Angular framework to inject an instance of that service to us, right? Inject that service. So before that happens, before that is that actually works, we need to register our services, so that they can be injected and instantiated by the Angular framework. To do that, we go to the module. Remember that the app.module, right? It's a place where we do all sorts of configuration, right? So one of the things that we're going to configure is that we're going to declare our brand new service that we just created. Here we're going to have the course service. Course service. Why is it not seeing it? Did I export it? Maybe I didn't export it. We'll do export. Let's try it again. Let's go into the modules and let's see if I can see it now. Course, there it is. Course service. So now it's declared as a centralized service provider, so that everybody else can use it, inject it in their local namespace. All right, let's go back to our component. We can now ask for the service here in our as a parameter. We're basically what we're going to say. Hey, inject a service of type course service, right, injected, and now it becomes a local variable to the component, and I can then use it. So instead of using this bad practice of using the fetch, I can now use the service. I can say this dot service dot find all courses, and I can use my then here, right? I can use my then, and whatever the final courses return, I'm just going to update my local courses. Make sense? Right? So if I go back and refresh my Angular, it looks like it died. wait, what? Was not found, course, blah, 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 blah. I'm probably going to have to restart my courses. Let's see. Let's stop it and let's serve it again. It's recompiling. Okay, go back. Let's refresh. Okay, notice that we've got our it's the same exact thing we had earlier, right? But it's a better implementation, right? We encapsulated all that data service data access into a reusable component as opposed to be hidden in a particular component. Make sense? All right. Let's keep going.